JC Staff is a well-known animation studio and has been known to animate some very good series, and recently, one of the producers actually came out and stated, "We don't make changes for the sake of overseas fans." It's good to know that they're not going to bend the knee to the clowns on Twitter. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. JC Staff has been around for 35 years, and they have animated some great adaptations of series. I mean, there's been some excellent anime to come out of them. You know, some of my favorites that I could name off would definitely be Food Wars. That's one of them that I've always really enjoyed. Another one, which is recent, is actually Eden Zero. Yeah, they're doing that. And then one of them that's one of my all-time favorites is Revolutionary Girl Utena. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. That was a series that blew me away. Fantastic. But it's good to see that a producer has actually stepped up to say that they don't make changes for, overseas fans. In other words, meaning, not for the clowns on Twitter. So this is from Senkaku Complex. JC Staff producer, "We don't make changes for the sake of overseas fans." Oh, that is such a good feeling, because creativity is what's always important. And to see that they're not going to make any changes is excellent. We're going to go over this whole entire article. It started actually with this tweet, though, where this person had tweeted this out, and it hit over 62,000 likes. That's pretty good for a tweet. We're going to get into everything involving that because there were some clowns on Twitter that got upset over it, so we're going to go over that as well. But what I do have to say is we are within the second golden age of anime. The first one was in the 90s, and now currently we're going through the second one. Doesn't mean that we won't have fake fans come in there to try to change things, though, because we see this all the time. And that's something that's terrifying. So right here is the statement: while we are aware of overseas fans, we generally don't make changes for their sake. Good. Very good to hear. That is a positive thing. A tweet depicting a quote from a YouTube video that consisted of a visit to animation studio JC Staff has attained an immeasurable amount of attention online, as it had an animation producer from the studio saying they don't generally make changes for the sake of overseas fans. Surely a relieving statement for fans, considering the West's abundance of censorship and nonsensical desire to insert politics into everything, in which we see it all the time. I mean, you look at Hollywood, that's all they really do nowadays. You hardly ever even see anything that comes from Hollywood that's actually even good. So for one good movie that would come out of Hollywood, you got like 10 to 20 more on top of it that are terrible, trying to preach to you politics, trying to tell you how you should live, stuff that people don't care about. Or the generic superhero movies, creativity in Hollywood doesn't exist really anymore. It doesn't. And they're going to go under eventually because of this problem. Now, this continues on. The part from the original video where animation producer Atsushi Fujishiro makes this comment. Now, this is from a Gekkuk video where he visited, an anime studio in Japan. There have been many instances in the West where developers and creators changed or censored their works after the vocal minority expressed outrage by claiming something harmless as offensive. Oh, all the time. Twatter's always upset over something. Like, they'll be like, "It's an attractive woman, oh god, it's sexy woman bad, we gotta get rid of it." They cry over that. They cry over pointless things. They really do. And we see this all the time. Then these creators bend the knee, and then they censor it. People are very tired of seeing that also. So this comment from Fujishiro will surely be positively received by true anime fans, as it seems Japanese anime hasn't yet been majorly compromised, which is good. It's something that people have been worried about because, you look at what happens with the Western entertainment, and you've seen how, comic book industry, for example, like how DC and Marvel got infested with these parasites, and the next thing you know, it's just been destroyed. I mean, when you think about it, you're not going to see shows like, Goblin Slayer. You're not going to see shows like Shield Hero. You're not going to see shows like Redo of Healer. You're definitely not going to see any of them be made in the West. Because, the West is all about their woke agenda. They're all about pushing things based off their check marks, So stuff like that, they're never going to do it. they're never going to do it because, oh no, it's offensive. It goes against what we stand for. They want to suppress creativity rather than allow creativity to flourish and exist. Because when you look at Western entertainment, what are you seeing? Like I said, you're seeing nothing but politics, nothing but propaganda be spewed into entertainment. At that point, it's not even entertainment. That's the biggest problem as to where anime is flourishing so much, as well as manga, which we've seen manga, be the highest seller in the top 20 graphic novel charts, being the biggest things like Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, these series, because they're good and entertaining. They're not trying to shove stuff into your face. And then, you have Funimation, where we've seen multiple times over where they have changed things within the script to fit their values, where they've censored things, pushed in buzzwords, and also we can't forget the interspecies reviewers incident, where they basically held that license to ensure that nobody would watch that series. They tried to ensure that no one would get to see that series. And it goes to show that Funimation, well, you can't trust them, because what they're going to do is they're going to ensure to push their politics into dubs. And it may not be the more popular stuff, but it's going to be more of the niche series, as we've been seeing them doing multiple times over. And I'm going to tell you right now, nobody stands for that, and nobody's going to stand for that, because nobody wants that to happen. But, if Funimation has their way, of course, they change everything to fit their standards, because Funimation, they're woke, and they want to push their politics into everything they can, and change anime and make it worse. Like I said, we've seen it with their dubs and what they've tried to do for few years now, so, you better believe Funimation will try to stunt creativity and make sure that creativity doesn't happen for anime unless it's the creativity they stand for, which would be their standards, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully that'll never happen, and hopefully Funimation will never get any form of control, but you never know. But Japan's trying to fight against that, so, there is that. Now, there was a lot of people that was supporting this tweet that went viral, and, this is a good one, F them gaijins, and I love it. One person's like, it's a polite way of saying F you gaijins about what the JC Staff producer was stating. And I mean, there was a lot of support. It was really good, and the tweet really, just stacked up there. It gained a lot of traction real fast. Now, there was one person that had a really good point, and they stated, anime became popular as it is, which is true, that it did, and it continues to become more and more popular because it doesn't try to, throw in politics or preach to you on how you should live. It doesn't try to do any of that. It tries to entertain you, which is what it should be doing. But of course, they stated this, which was also true, where it's like, Westerners, okay, let's change it, because that's what they want to do. They want to come in there, they want to change it. Speaking of that, there were also some people that were pretty provoked by this tweet. Like this person right here. This conflicts me greatly. I fully get the Japanese media is very different from Western, and I wouldn't want its creators to worry about catering to the whole damn world. But on the other hand, with how international it is now, this sounds a tad close-minded. Tough situation. Yeah, no. Look, they have every right to tell the story they want to tell, and however they want to tell it. They shouldn't have to sit over here and change things for overseas fans because overseas fans scream and cry that, oh, it doesn't fit my standards. They should not change anything just because a few, 5-6 people on Twitter cry over it. They should just ignore the people on Twitter and just do it however they want to do it. I mean, that's what they should be doing. One person actually agreed to the tweet saying, as they should, they don't need to make changes for any fans regardless of where from, which, that's true, I agree with them on that. Now, this person came in stating, that's actually not true. If they're creating content for the enjoyment of the people, then they should listen to feedback. It's actually good for business. Check, for example, the fans edition of Samsung phones with really high sales. But yeah, catering to just one group is bad. Yeah, see, here's the thing about that. We've seen what catering to people on Twitter does, and it just destroys. Because, once they get their foot in the door, as I said, they will ruin anything that they touch. That's the problem. You never bend the knee to these people. This is why you don't listen to them. This is why the creator should just do what they want to do and not worry about what these Twitter clowns say. That's why it's great that the JC staff producer that came out and stated that we don't make changes for the sake of overseas fans, came out and said this, because it's good to know that they are going to do things the way they want to do it. They're not going to worry about what clowns on Twitter say, where the circus comes in and goes, "Oh, it's offensive, how dare you!" and just freak out. It's good to see that they're going to stand their ground, they're going to just tell their own stories, and they're not going to worry about what those morons say, which is good, because like I said, people have liked anime the way it was. It's been great the way it is. Why fix something that isn't broken? Right? So, let them create the way they want to create and stick to that. Because as we've seen with manga and as we see with anime, it's continuing to go up and more people are getting into it because it's actually delivering what people enjoy, as opposed to Western entertainment, which is not giving people what they enjoy. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. The links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.